One. What's up, guys? It's your boy Gabe here, and welcome to another episode of the MMA Space. And here we have the Bellator Bantamweight Champion of the World, Raufeon Stots. What's good, bro? How you been, dog?
What's up, man? Been good. Been pretty.
That's dope. That's dope. So I know right now you just got off training, bro. So I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. It really means a lot. So my bad. First question, sorry.
Good.
Is you just won a title in Bellator. Yo, tell me, how does that feel to get that belt wrapped around your waist, bro?
It was kind of surreal, to be honest with you. I feel like I put a lot of focus into the fight, so I don't even like think about the belt. Like the belt ain't like I just wasn't thinking about it. So when he like wrapped the belt around my waist, I was just like kind of like oh shit, like this is I'm a champion now. Like this is crazy. Because I feel like you aspire to do these type of things. You first out to do MMA. Like I would assume that everybody when they start MMA is like, hey, I want to be the champion of the world. I want to be the best in the world. And to accomplish it, to achieve that goal is just kind of surreal.
That's pretty cool. By the way, excuse my cat in the bag. He just walked in the room.
Hey, it just laid down.
Yeah, it's just laying down in the bed. That's my dog right here. I don't really know if you watch. I don't really know if you watch anime like that. Have you ever heard of Inuyasha?
Yeah, you I said,
Yeah,
yeah, hell yeah.
yeah. His name. Well, I thought it was a girl, so I named him Kagome.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Okay, okay.
But yeah,
You
nah,
got your
cause
girl, yeah, for sure.
yeah, but yeah, no, because one of the things that I really wanted to ask, man, because I know that buildup was crazy. Because I know we talked about it in that space yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
I know you had so much fun, but
Yeah.
how did the buildup help with preparing for the fight? If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I feel like it helped me it just it like added more chips to the fight. So if I felt like I felt more motivated, like more motivated because like, man, this dude's talking shit. Like there's no way in hell I'm gonna let this dude get away with all the shit he's saying. So it just added more motivation for me. So like those days where I didn't want to run or what I'm saying, with the like monotonous things that I do, like running miles after practice or like the extra stuff or jumping rope. I feel like it was a lot easier to do those things just because I had like some motivation. I had to prove a point to this guy that's been talking so much crap. So that was like it really it helped me, just having somebody talking back at me, it just kept me like motivated.
Yeah, I know it's lighting that fire because I know, man. When I saw what y'all was doing at the aerial show, I was like, bro, this guy's talking hell of shit. So I thought it was
Talking
crazy, bro. When
crazy shit, bro.
I think it was like, I
Huh?
think y'all almost bumped heads.
Yeah, we almost fought at the a couple times at that little media tour we did. We did a tour in New York and on the Ariel Hawani show. You know what I'm saying? He was talking back and forth. And then he had got up like he wanted to fight at the Hawani show. And then I think backstage one time, it was like early. We was doing like a radio station, and he was like, he was talking, and I was talking back, and then I went to like he said something about like you're short, and I was like you're not that tall or whatever. Then I went up to see how tall he was, and he like kind of like flinched or whatever, so I pushed him before he could touch me. And then he's like spilled his coffee and shit. Uh, what else? I don't think we really clashed or whatever. They kept us apart after that. They was like
They was like, no more. We ain't doing this no more.
yeah, they was like, yeah, they started keeping like people between us after that. But yeah. Yeah, he was
But now
talking
that,
mad shit.
but now that's cool though, cause like I know like a lot of the people that watch my stuff, they don't really know a lot about Bellator. And I know you're in a tournament, you're in a Grand Prix. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you could really
Yeah.
explain to those people how that
Yeah.
really works.
Yeah. It's a $1 million Grand Prix. So they took the top 8 people in Bellator, so the top 8 ranked people in Bellator, and they put them in a tournament. What's cool about the tournament? There's no politics. There's no kind of influence outside of winning your next fight. Pretty much secures your spot in the next your next spot in the tournament. So yeah, for my first fight in the tournament, it was like Juan Arteta, who was a former champion. And then after that, it was Sabatello. And I beat Juan Archuleta, second round knockout, or it was third round. Might have been third round knockout. And then Sabatello, I won a split decision, which it should have been a unanimous. I had
Yeah, it should have been. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
Judge, judging the fight. But yeah. Now I'm in the finals against Patchy Mix.
Oh, that's fine. So yeah, I know we
So the winner.
before.
I should say too. I should explain more. So also, so this tournament is a little different too. So the tournament is the champion is also in the tournament. The champion of the division is also in the tournament. He gets no special treatment, so he has to fight, his way through the tournament just like everybody else. And Sergio Pettis had the belt, the unified belt, and I was slated to fight Sergio Pettis first, but and Sergio Pettis is my teammate, but he tore his ACL or something during training, so he couldn't fight. So he had to sit out of the tournament, and that's why I ended up fighting Juan Archuleta, and I fought him for the interim Bellator belt, interim Bantamweight championship belt, and so then this last time I defended the interim Bantamweight championship belt, and then the final person will be the interim champion, Bellator champion, and then also the Grand Prix champion. And then also you get $1 million on top of what your fight purse is. So
yeah, that's good, bro. $1 million, bro. I could do a lot with $1 million right now, bro.
You do a lot. It's a lot. A lot.
But yeah, no, because I want to talk about that the Sabatello fight. I know we spoke about it a little bit yesterday on that space, but I know I asked you if you wanted to never have Doug Crosby to ever judge one of your fights. You said yes. So I think one of my questions is, is there a process to that? Because not a lot of people know this, but the promotion doesn't pick the judges. It's the actual commission that does it. So is there a process for you to do that, or do you have to go through Bellator, or what's going on with that?
Yeah. So what happens is, which I just found out the process. You have to go to the commission and then file a complaint or file I forget what they call the letter. But you have to file that with the commission, and then they approve it pretty much. You don't go through Bellator. I feel like Bellator would maybe help get my note to the right person or get my complaint to the right person, but ultimately I have to wait. I gotta wait till I get a place, where I'm fighting, and then I find out that commission, and then say, hey, my only stipulation to fight here is I can't have this guy judge me, so don't hire this guy, pretty much.
Okay, so that's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty cool. I thought it would be like a more of an extensive process, like stuff like that. But nah, man, because to be honest, bro, that guy needs to go.
I don't know. I haven't went through it yet. I don't know if there's like checks and balance, like if they'll counter me with something or tell me I can't do it for some reason. I don't know how that works, but I know I can request it.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So I think another question that I have really is, I know you've probably been hearing a lot about the Francis Ngannou stuff. It's going everywhere. So as a fighter outside of the UFC, is Bellator treating you right in regards to pay and other things that are outside of pay?
Yeah. So that was the reason I came to Bellator, is because of the way they treated the fighters and the way they kind of operate, and then my situation, everybody's situation is different. A lot of people don't know, and the UFC was like betting me. They wanted me to be a part of their organization, but so the thing with the UFC was my bad. I talked to or Dana White. So I was on the Dana White looking for a fight or whatever.
Yeah.
He brought me a fight. I of course lost that fight. Then after that, I think I won
you're like on a 12. You're like on a 12 fight winning streak right now, bro.
Yeah. After I lost that fight, I think I won like 4, and then the matchmakers of UFC were like contacting me or contacting my manager and saying that pretty much I was next. I was next. This was before the Contender Series was a thing, and they were saying like I was next to get a shot or whatever, and it was going to be a short notice. shot, but if there was a spot open, I would get it. And then so when it happened, it happened like maybe 4 or 5 times where there was a spot open, and the first like 2 spots happened, and then I didn't, like somebody else got them. And then I was like, when I would see the match, I would see some of them at some events, like some grappling, or when I or corner somebody else, and I'd be like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" Like, and they'd be like, "Yeah, no, you're right there, bro. You right there. You keep doing what you're doing." And I'm like, "Well, that's what y'all saying, but like, it was just an opportunity, and they looked over me." But come to find out, so when there was a short notice, like fill-in opportunity, they would give the other fighter that was already signed to the UFC. They would give him like 3 options of fighters to fight, and then it was like, I was never like the first option.
Okay.
Well, I'm never gonna be the first option. Like nobody's gonna be like, "Hey, Raufeon is the easiest fight to take here," just because of my skill set, and my, what I've accomplished, and how I fight. So yeah, so nobody really wanted to, fight me
Nobody really
first.
wanted. Okay.
Yeah, so I would just kept getting, kind of skipped over, and for the fight. And so this happened like 5 times. And at this point, I'm like mad. And I'm also like, the UFC, like, yeah, you said you want me, but you're not making it a priority. You're not making it a priority. You know what I mean? You just like, I'm gonna be in, I'm gonna do well, but I also got kids to feed, I got bills to pay. I can't just wait on you for the rest of my life, for there to be an opportunity where they wanted me to come in at one point and fight like the number at the time, it was like Raufeon Stots. I think he was like ranked like top 4 or something. So they obviously had like they knew that I was good, and they knew that I was could be champion and things like that. But like even them bringing me in on that fight, it's like unless you're gonna pay me very well,
Well,
that's a tough fight.
I got you.
That's a tough fight to fight. And my first contract gonna be on like to fight like a Raufeon Stots. Like where will I grow from there? Like my contract's got to show, that type of stuff. And they was gonna bring me in on like what it was, like 10-10 or something to fight that guy. And then I'm on a contract for 10-10, but I'm fighting like
top 5s. Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
5 opponents for like, like, yeah. So it was like y'all didn't show like or they didn't show me. I didn't feel like they treated me as like a priority, and rightfully so. Like I didn't have like a huge social media following. I was known as a wrestler. I was 2-time national champion in wrestling, so they probably thought, that's all I did was wrestle, and I don't know if at that point they weren't like really pushing or promoting wrestlers. So yeah, so that's what I was. I was with the UFC, and then I went to a Bellator event, and I with my homie, or I cornered Emmanuel Sanchez, and he was in the $1 Million tournament, and he was like, or no, I went there, and then like after the fight, he John McCarthy, he was like, "Hey, Raufeon, when you coming over to Bellator, man? I seen your grappling event at Kinetic Grappling. You fucking like you killed it or whatever. Like when you come Bellator." And we was at a bar, we was drinking. I was like, "Man, shit, like whenever y'all call me, man, I'll be ready." You know what I'm saying? Just call me, hit me up. And I was just bullshitting. Really, I didn't I didn't know, that was an option. And then what happened? So when I first I called my manager, and I was like, or that next Monday, I called my manager, and I was like, "Hey, is Bellator an option? Like, you think Bellator would be interested in signing me or whatever?" And he was like, "Yeah, you interested in going to Bellator?" And I was like, "Yeah, if that's an option." I didn't know if it was an option or not. And he was like, "Yeah, let me call him and see." And then he called him, and I went to like practice, and he called me. So I think I called him at like 9, and then I had went to practice, and then I had a call from him at like I think 11 or 12. So I called him after I got out of practice at like 1. And he was like, "Yeah, man, they interested, and they offering you they were offering me more than the UFC was like willing to offer me for
top 5. That's crazy.
like a like start, you know what I'm saying? They was offering me more than the 10-10. I think I got like 16-16 or something, like to start my first contract. You know what I mean? And then also, not only that, like they were gonna fly me to Hawaii to fight this Hawaiian dude, but I would get a full camp, so it's not like you're flying me in I'm your last resort. You're as a late notice opponent. Like, no, you're giving me a camp. You know, you invested in me, and you're treating me well. You know, and that was my first fight. It was my fight for Bellator. So, I am super happy. You know, kind of where I'm at. You know, financially. Also, yeah, Bellator like has shown me time and time again that they believe in me. Not only with how they say and how they treat me, but you know what I mean, with the checks that they write, you know. And also like I know guys in the UFC like around my level. Like I know these guys personally and I know how much, you know, a lot of them make, you know, and I'm very happy. I am extremely happy with where I'm at, you know. So as far as me and mine, you know, I I am super happy I made the decision to come to Bellator and I have not regretted it. And then you know, I got an opportunity to make $1 million here, you know, and a lot of people can't say that, you know. So like I am extremely happy where I'm at.
Now that's good to hear because I know a lot of guys like people downgrade Bellator, but like a lot of people really don't know the quality of how they treat their fighters. And actually, the quality of fighters that there's in Bellator is pretty fucking good. Like a lot of people forget that. Well, it was like what 2 3 weeks ago, they did a cross promotional show against Ryzen. They dusted every single Ryzen fighter they fought. So
Yeah,
they gotta.
the other so my thing is I would agree that the UFC has better marketing. They have more sponsorship dollars, you know, they signed some bigger deals, so they have more they have a bigger roster, you know what I mean. I can't say that their roster, like their top three in each weight class, will beat our top three in each weight class, you know. I think their top 10 to 15 competes, you know what I mean, and they're kind of interchangeable because so they have a deeper roster, but I can't say they have a better roster, you know. I don't think I honestly think I beat, you know, the champion. Now I think I beat, you know, I think I beat everybody in the world, you know. So and that's obviously, you know, I'm a fighter. I should think that, but yeah, that's what it is, and that's just, you know, that's just the kind of the casual way of thinking, you know what I mean. And I like I don't. It's like I don't really need to argue with it because like all
You're
I
doing
need
it.
to argue with is like my family, my friends, you know. I'm doing what I need to do for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and also
So
I feel
yeah,
like you've proven it. You feel me? You got that belt. You got the belt around your waist. That's all the only validation you really need, at least for
yeah,
yourself.
yeah. And if you
And
want to look at it too, like so me and Patchy Mix, that's who we're fighting. That's who I'm fighting next in the finals. We have wins over multiple UFC champ or multiple UFC fighters. Um, Peter Yan, who was arguably one of the best, or still, I guess, one of the best in the UFC. Magomed has a win over him. You know what I mean? They went back and forth, and Patchy Mix, you know, dusted Magomed. You know what I mean? So, like if you want to do MMA math, you know, it checks out. You know, also like I train with a lot of these guys, you know, and we have similar circles, you know, so I know where I stand. As far, and that's why I believe that, you know, I'm the best in the world. But it is what it is.
nah, bro, that's good to hear. And then as a Houston native, I know you told me about it on the space, bro. You said Truth for the best barbecue.
Truth Barbecue, bro. Truth Barbecue is where it's at. Truth
Listen,
Barbecue.
I had went to Texas. Like it's about to be 2 years. I went for the Astroworld thing,
The what?
and you know Astroworld, the festival, the Travis Scott festival.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The one
I went to that. I
you
went to
went
that.
with.
The one that yeah, the one that went crazy. That I went to that, and
Yeah.
the goal was, I was like, bro, I gotta find the best barbecue here because everybody has talked like, yo, you gotta go to Texas, you gotta have barbecue. You got, bro, I could not go. I couldn't go anywhere. I literally after that night, because I had gotten woken up at like 2 a.m. when I found out everything that went down.
Yeah.
I had left the next day at like 12. So I was kind of
Yeah.
tight that I couldn't get barbecue. I got like I forgot the name of the place. It was at the airport. And
It was
that
at
shit was
the airport.
terrible. Yeah, that shit was terrible. That shit was
Like
terrible.
something or
Yeah, I don't remember it. It was like it
Yeah,
was by my gate. I was like, bro, I've never heard of this place.
yeah,
It's in
yeah. No, you gotta go to
Texas.
Truth, bro. Truth will not disappoint, bro. It will not disappoint at
Cause
all.
I
They
cause I'm a
size,
big
even
brisket guy.
the size that they got, the size, the barbecue, man, the cornbread, bro. Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go.
My dog, you sound really excited for that court, bro. You about to be hungry as
Yeah, I'm
hell
about to
right
go
now.
get some this week. You talking about it? I'm about to go get some. Probably
Nah, man.
tomorrow.
Nah, I gotta hit you up with a spot when you if you ever come down to Florida, especially the
Yeah.
Orlando area,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta go to this place called Manny's. It's in Haines City. I don't know if you ever been around this area. Never?
No, I
Never
never
been
been
out.
to Florida.
Nah, for real? All right. If you ever come to Orlando, you gotta come to this place called Manny's. It's in Haines City.
Yeah.
Bro, literally the best steak I've ever had, bro. Like I'll talk about like I will die, I will go to war for me to say that.
Yeah.
Like everybody talks about Texas Roadhouse, all this other shit, but
Yeah.
Manny's Steakhouse is your
Manny steak.
go-to. Is your go-to. Is your go-to.
Manny steak.
I promise you.
Yeah.
If you ever in Florida, I got you with that spot, bro. I promise.
Bet. Bet. Manny
But
Steakhouse. I got a homie that train at is ATT in the Orlando area.
well, there's a bunch. You talking about the one in Coconut Creek?
Coconut Creek. Yeah, yeah. What's that? Where's that by?
That's in South Florida.
Oh, okay.
I, I'm in Central Florida right now.
For sure.
They got
For sure.
some spots down there. You ever heard of nah, this one is in Fort Lauderdale, but they got this place it's called Chicken Cone. And I
Chicken.
thought it was I thought it was
I heard.
weird.
Oh,
I thought it was weird. They serve you fried chicken
in
with
a
mac
cone.
and cheese in a cone.
Yeah.
I questioned it. I didn't know if it was gonna be good, but I went and I had like it was like the buffalo blue cheese something, and I really like blue cheese.
Yeah.
I really like blue cheese. But bro, I had that, but I swear to God, I've never felt so fulfilled in my life.
Damn.
Like
Blue cheese? Yeah, I don't fuck with blue cheese really either.
neither do I. Neither do I at all. At all. I'm a straight ranch guy.
Yeah.
Straight ranch. Like
What
that
it
shit's
what was
crazy.
it on? It was on the chicken and mac and
Yeah,
cheese?
my shit was dipped. Everything,
Huh. Damn.
everything. Like
Damn.
I found them because it was on TikTok or some stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was crazy. It was crazy. Like
Damn.
what's another thing? Oh yes. Um so we only got like 9 minutes left because like I said, it's only like 30 minutes and stuff. So I
For
think
sure.
one of the things that I want to ask you is I know
Yeah.
you were a national champion in wrestling in college.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um how was the transition from wrestling in college into MMA? Like what were the first difficulties that you had?
Yeah. Well, I think when you like excel in especially wrestling, like wrestling, when you excel at something, it's hard to like start over from scratch, or feel like you can start over from scratch, or you should, I should say. Because for me, like since I started in wrestling, I was at a high level of wrestling. It was like it's easier to be like, okay, I'll just use my wrestling and kind of my wrestling way to compete with a lot of these guys, because I'm not very good at these other areas because I'm still learning these other areas. So for me, how I was able to transition was like I started from scratch in kickboxing, and I wanted to learn, purely kickboxing and learn the basic, basic part of everything. I didn't want to learn like the cool or the flashy moves. It was instilled in me to learn the basic techniques and then work my way from there and work my way up. And also, what helped me was I started with Jens Pover, who was he was like the first lightweight champion of the UFC. So I started with him, so I didn't develop a lot of bad habits like off the rip. And then as I went on, then it was like it just got better and better. But I think that's where a lot of like high level wrestlers kind of stunt their growth because they rely on the high level wrestling and they don't like uh because and it's also kind of like an ego thing. Like people don't want to start over or they don't want to be bad at stuff, you know. So you know they just kind of ignore it. They ignore it and then do what they're good at, you know. So then they never get good at what they're not good at, you know. So that was probably the biggest thing for me that helped my success was having the humility to like start from scratch, be a white belt, you know, that white belt mentality.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now because I'm also training to fight,
Mm-hmm.
and I've only been doing this for like a year. I've only done jiu-jitsu for like a year and a half, and now
Yeah,
I'm starting to wrestle, and it's like the most confusing thing ever, bro.
yeah,
Like I'm like so used to being on my back and being
yeah,
told, "Yo, you can't go on your back," is like the
yeah,
craziest thing to me.
yeah. Hell yeah.
But I know we
Yeah,
got
and it's I mean, you just got to adopt kind of just adopt the different mindsets and schools of thought, you know, and just, you know, it's almost like you got to forget everything you know, and just start
yeah,
over, you know. Yeah. A lot of people don't like to do that just because they're so, especially when you're good at something, you know, you get good at this one thing and then you're like, no, this is the way because I'm good at it, you know, and it works. I know why it works, you know. But yeah, you just got to start over, man. And then blend them together.
but I don't want to keep you too much longer. So I always ask this question at the very end because it's something I like to hear from fighters. But you know, why do you fight, and who do you fight for, and like what gives you that drive?
Yeah. So I fight purely for my family, you know. My goal in this fighting thing is to change and alter the course of my family's life. You know, I grew up with not the best like financial kind of foundation, you know. So I'm using this as a put my family in a better place, you know. Put my kids, my wife, my extended and immediate family in a better place. That's why I'm fighting.
But that's good to hear. I love hearing that type of stuff, man. But you know, like I said, I don't want to keep you too much longer. So it's been an honor. I just want to let you know that you are my first Bellator fighter to come on this show. So it really means a
Let's
lot to me,
go.
bro. It really means a
Let's
lot to me
go.
that you took this. So, you know, without a doubt, bro, I really appreciate this. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem, bro. No
Yeah,
problem.
thank you.